In this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that you should definitely not be doing when publishing books on Amazon KDP. Welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline, and if you are new around here, please take a moment to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new videos that I release every single week, just like this one. I quite often make videos talking about the things that you should be doing when you publish books and the things you should be doing to help sell more of your books, but I want to switch it around today and go over some of the things that you should not be doing. For one, these things are bad practice. They are the sorts of things that are a little bit black hat or against Amazon's rules when it comes to publishing. And probably most importantly, they are some of the things that can very easily get your KDP account terminated. I'm someone who likes the rules. I like to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And I believe that by following the guidelines set out by Amazon, it only helps you to create a long-lasting, sustainable, and profitable KDP business. So I have 5 things that I want to share with you in this video that are things that you should never ever do when you are publishing on Amazon. The first is don't produce books with duplicate interiors. I will start out by saying that there are a few exceptions to this rule though. If you are someone who is or who wants to publish low content books like notebooks, journals, and logbooks, then your interiors are going to be the same because these are the kind of books that just have repetitive pages and the same page over and over again. That's what makes up the book. And then you just create different kinds of covers depending on how many books of that type that you want to publish. I'm talking in this case more about those more medium content types of books that I've been talking about in a lot of my recent videos. And this is books like coloring books, activity books, puzzle books, and workbooks, etc. These are not classed as low content. They are definitely not high content though, but I like to call them or refer to them as medium content because every page is usually different and every page is unique and it takes a lot more time and effort to create these kinds of books. But I have heard of people creating these kinds of books and creating just one interior. For example, creating a coloring book and they create one interior full of coloring pages or coloring images, and then just making a bunch of different covers and calling the book slightly different names, but basically just uploading the same book multiple times, many times. This sort of thing can get your book for sure taken down, but it can also get your account terminated. But the thing that it will definitely do is give a poor customer experience. If customers end up buying multiple books from you, and then when they receive them, they open them up and see that they all have the exact same interior, so it's all the exact same book inside, but all just have different covers on them, that is going to leave you with a very angry customer. All they are going to do is leave bad reviews, which means ultimately your book will never sell. Reviews are like the lifeblood of books on Amazon. If you get bad reviews, multiple bad reviews, saying the same things about your books, it's going to turn off every future customer that comes across your books. And eventually, when people stop buying it altogether, it will even stop showing anywhere near the top of the search results, anywhere near the middle. It will basically just get buried right at the bottom of the tens of thousands of books in whatever niche you're publishing books in. But if Amazon does discover that you are basically just publishing books all with the same interior over and over again, which it is highly likely they will discover that because no doubt some of your customers will put in a complaint to Amazon about it and they will eventually just terminate your KDP account. The next thing that you should never do is you should never use bulk uploading services, also called automated upload services. This is the kind of service where you would give the program or the application access to your KDP account so they can bulk upload books into your account for you. Amazon KDP doesn't allow this kind of uploading, and you shouldn't be creating that many books that you would have the need to use any kind of service to automatically upload them for you or bulk upload them for you. While I do think it's okay to create something like a notebook or a journal and then create a handful of different covers to publish, I have always advised against doing this for hundreds and definitely for thousands of books. So to give you a couple of examples in this particular case of not uploading just hundreds and hundreds of books just because it's quick and easy with the hope of the more books I have, then there's the more chance of one selling. So this is one that I came across. These are just plain notebooks, and what they've done is they've used this sort of popular phrase of just a girl who loves, and and then you would put some sort of hobby or something that somebody might love. And it's sort of trying to target these smaller sub niches that people can sometimes be really passionate about. But in this case, this particular publisher is using celebrities, which first of all is not something you can actually do. You can't use somebody else's name or brand unless you have the licensing rights to do so. So first of all, this isn't something that you should be doing anyway, because you can get in trouble for this. You can get in trouble for using celebrity or famous people's names. But what they've done is they've got Just a Girl Who Loves Jason Segel, Just a Girl Who Loves Willem Dafoe, Just a Girl Who Loves Timothy Dalton, Just a Girl Who Loves Seth Rogen, and it just keeps going. And they've just basically gone and found as many celebrity names as they possibly can, and no change in design. So all they would have done is just taken a minute or two to change the name on the cover, published it into their KDP account, and they've done it with hundreds of them. So they've got 20 pages of the exact same book in the hopes that they're going to catch some sort of niche, I guess, or name or hobby that takes off. But this is just not the way to go about it. Just uploading the same book over and over again, just changing one tiny thing on the cover and just uploading hundreds of them. Now, another one is sort of the same idea. Someone has uploaded these, The World Needs More, insert name here, like you. And they've done the same thing. They basically just got the exact same design. All they've done is change this one word in the middle here. So they've got The World Needs More Nutritionist, and they haven't even spelt that right. It should have an S on the end of nutritionist. The world needs more nutritionists like you is what it should say. The world needs more general clerks like you. So even the way that they've written this is incorrect grammatically, unfortunately, but they've done the same thing. They've just slapped a cover on and just changed one word. And they've done the same thing. They've uploaded 19 pages of the exact same book, and they're just probably going to continue on doing that in the hopes that they're going to hit a occupation that people are passionate about. When you do this sort of thing, you're not really putting any thought into it. You're not really doing any research into it. You're not looking to say, what is a head teller? Do these people want these kind of notebooks? Is it something that they would want as a gift? What sort of research has proven that these people want this book? And it's just more of a, let's just slap it up, see what happens, put up as many as we can, and hopefully we get a sale. And it's just not really the way to go about it, because for one, it's a waste of your time, and for two, it's just clogging up the Amazon marketplace with books that people don't really want to buy. If you focus more on doing your research, more on finding niches that people actually want to buy books in, and whether these types of books are going to be good gifts and things like that, your results are going to be a lot better when you're making books that people actually want to buy. If you do have multiple books ready to publish and upload at the same time, the quickest way is to open multiple tabs on your browser and have all the books uploading at the same time. But like I said, you shouldn't be uploading bulk books anyway, because you should be focusing on creating high quality books which take a bit longer to create over the quantity of books. So if that is the case and that's what you're doing, you shouldn't really have a lot of books to be uploading all at the same time. The next thing that you should not do is you should not put your books into categories that are irrelevant to your book, or basically the wrong category, on purpose to try to get a bestseller badge. This kind of became a bit of a hack back in the day, where people started putting their books into the wrong category on purpose in order to get a bestseller badge. To give you a quick example here, I've done a quick search for some coloring books, and one of the first ones that pop up is this bestseller unicorn coloring book for kids. So as a customer looking through the search results, you just sort of have that bestseller badge catch your attention, just like these ones here. And just with sort of like customer psychology, you're going to be more drawn to those books because you want to buy something that is proven that other people have used and liked, and that's what that bestseller badge does. I had a quick look at this unicorn coloring book, and when we actually have a look here, it tells you what category the book is the bestseller in. This unicorn coloring book is actually a #1 bestseller, not in coloring books, but in horse care. Now, I guess you could kind of say that it is semi-related because horses kind of look like unicorns, but in reality, people who are looking for a book under horse care are not really going to be looking for a unicorn coloring book. So that's what I mean when I say not to put your book in an unrelated category just to get this badge, because it's a false representation of your book. Your book, or this book in this case, is a bestseller under horse care, not under coloring books or unicorn coloring books. Another example is like WTF is my password logbook. This one is a bestseller in Windows 10 guides. Totally unrelated, wrong category for this kind of book to go in, but because Windows 10's guides category is probably not going to be that large, it's not going to have a lot of books in it, it wasn't that hard for the publisher to put that book under that category, make some sales. It wouldn't have taken long to get that bestseller badge. But the point is that the book is not a bestseller under password logbooks, it's a bestseller under Windows 10 guides. So hopefully you can see what I mean by that. So first of all, over the years, it has been pretty hard when publishing low content books, especially, to find good or correct and relevant categories to put low content books in, because KDP was never originally set up for low content types of books. So trying to find the right category, for example, a password logbook, was very difficult. Somewhere along the way, publishers discovered that if they could find some obscure category that didn't have a lot of books published in it, that had absolutely nothing to do with the type of book that they were publishing, then KDP probably wouldn't say no, because there was nowhere else for that kind of book to go anyway. And then it wouldn't take that many sales for that book to basically become a bestseller, even though it was a totally obscure category that book should never have been in, because of the fact that the amount of inventory or books in that particular category was so low. The low content book ended up climbing to the top of that particular category, even if it only got a few sales. And if that did happen, your book got the coveted orange bestseller badge. And that orange bestseller badge displays at the top of your sales page on Amazon, which makes customers think that that book is just basically a bestseller overall. But it is really just a false representation of your book and how popular it actually is with customers. But it is in Amazon's guidelines that you cannot put your book into any categories that are unrelated. And now that they have set out some specific guidelines for low content books, then they are going to become much more strict on this kind of practice. In fact, I have recently heard of some Amazon KDP accounts being terminated because of books repeatedly being put into the wrong categories, or what they call misleading categories. Amazon really cracked down hard on anything that you do to mislead a customer into buying something where you're misrepresenting it and what it is. Putting your book in the wrong category will just go against you in the long run, because the people looking in those categories for something specific won't really even be interested in your book and definitely won't be buying it anyway. Something else that you must never do is set up multiple KDP accounts. It is against Amazon's terms and conditions to have more than one KDP account, and this includes having one after you have already had a KDP account terminated. There is one exception to this rule though, and that is you can have two KDP accounts at the same time if you have a company. So if you do have a company set up, you are allowed to have a KDP account in your personal name and then one set up under the company name. This does need to be a properly registered company, and your KDP accounts need to have different payment information, different account and tax information in order for it to be okay with Amazon. So you won't be able to just go in and set up a bunch of different KDP accounts with different random made-up company names on them. You will need to provide Amazon with your company registration and tax information and all that stuff that you will have if you do set up a legitimate company. If you do have just the one KDP account and for whatever reason your account gets terminated, you are not allowed to start a new one and start publishing books again. One more thing that you should definitely not do when you publish books on Amazon KDP is pay for reviews. This is a big no-no according to Amazon, and they will remove reviews that they believe were paid for in some way, and if you continue to do it, they will terminate your account. Amazon wants its review system to be as unbiased and honest as possible, and doesn't want any customers influenced because of a review of a product or to be influenced in their review of a product. The review system is basically what gives Amazon such amazing credibility and loyalty. So if they did allow reviews that were paid for or were influenced in some way, there just wouldn't be any value in their review system. And it would also diminish their customers' loyalty because they wouldn't be able to trust the reviews that other customers leave. You are allowed to give away a free or discounted copy of your book or whatever product it is that you're selling on Amazon to someone And while you can always hope that they will come back and leave a review, you can't specify that they will only receive that free or discounted product if they leave a review. You also can't ask for any kind of specific review. So you can't ask a customer for a positive review, or you can't ask a customer for a 5-star review. All you are allowed to ask for is an honest review. You can't offer the customer or the potential customer anything like gift cards, money, or any other kind of present or prize. That is not allowed. The only thing you are allowed to offer is that product itself. You also can't get family or friends to review your books. If Amazon think that somebody that you know personally has left a review for your book, they will remove it, because most of the time, these reviews are going to be biased. Your family and friends are most likely going to be leaving you a 5-star review, regardless of whether they've even seen, read, used your book or product, whether they even like it or not, and regardless of what your book is actually like. So that is 5 things that you should definitely not do, and that you should stop doing if you have been when publishing books on Amazon KDP. Did you find these tips helpful? If these kind of videos do interest you and you would like me to make more like this, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.